Assalamu alaikum friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video tutorial we will learn about vertebrate animals. I already made video on vertebrate animal, but this video is different from the other video. In the previous video I have just tell you the characteristics of all 5 group of vertebrate. But here in this video I'll compare different characteristics with each group of animals. So first of all, let's talk about vertebrate animal. They have skeleton inside their body, and the skeleton is made up of bones, and they have vertebral column. Vertebral column means they have backbone. So the animals which consist of skeleton is made up of bones and they have vertebral column or backbone. Those animals are called vertebrate animals. On our earth planet, not all animals are vertebrate. There are few animals which do not have vertebral column, which do not have skeleton. So those animals are called invertebrate animal. Invertebrate. Invertebrate means they do not have skeleton. Means they are without skeleton. Such as butterflies, such as octopus, such as starfish, such as mosquitoes, such as cockroach. So these are animals who are invertebrate. In this video tutorial we will have to talk about vertebrate animals. There are 5 groups of vertebrate animals. Number 1 is mammal, number 2 is bird, number 3 is reptiles, number 4 is amphibians, and number 5 is fishes. I'll tell you each group characteristic one by one and I will compare with the another group. So let's start. Let's talk about skin. Mammals have hairs or fur on their body. Just look at your body. You have fur on your body, you have hairs on your body. In a similar way, you can check other mammal like cow, goat, camel or dog. They are mammals. So their body is covered with hairs or fur. This is number 1 point of mammal characteristics, that they have hairs or they have furs on their body. Now let's talk about birds. Birds have feather or they have wings. They are very light in weight. Light in weight means their weight is not like as much the other mammals have. So they are very light in weight. Just because of light weight and just because of feather and wings, they can fly. So here we have learned about skin point of mammals, that they have furs or they have hairs on their body, and birds, they have feather or they have wings and they are light in weight, that is why they can fly. Now let's talk about reptiles. Their skin is strong, hard, dry and scaly. Here I have wrote 4 points: strong, hard, dry and scaly. Let me give you example. Snake. Snake has scales on its body. Now crocodile. Crocodile is reptile. So its skin is very strong, dry and hard. Just look at the turtle. Turtle is reptile. So you can check its skin. Here we have learned about reptiles' skin point. How do their skin made up of? Their skin has strong, hard, dry and scales. Examples are snake, crocodile, turtle, or alligators. Now let's talk about amphibians. Their skin is moist. They live on land as well as in the water, so their skin is moist. The examples of amphibians are frog, toad, salamander, etc. Now let's talk about fishes. Fishes has scales. A lot of time we have eat fish, so might be you have seen scales on their body. So they have scaly body. Here we have learned about skin point of all 5 group of vertebrate animals. Number 1, skin point of mammal, they have fur or they have hairs on their body. Number 2, birds, they have feather or they have wings, just because of that they can fly. Number 3, reptiles, they have dry, strong, scaly skin. Number 4 is amphibian, they have moist skin. Number 5 is fishes, they have scaly skin. So here we have finished scaly point. Now let's talk about breathing. Let's start from mammal. Mammals breathe by lungs. Lungs is the gas exchange organ. What is mean by gas exchange organ? That CO2 is removed from the body and oxygen gas is absorbed by our body. That is why we say it gas exchange organ. So mammals use lungs for their breathing. All animals who live on the land, they must have to use lungs. Got it? Let's talk about birds. Birds also live on the land. So what they will use? They will use lungs for breathing. In a similar way, let's talk about reptiles. Reptiles live on land, so they use lungs, as birds and mammals do. Now let's talk about amphibians. Amphibians live in the water as well as they live on the land. So what will happen? When amphibians are on young stage, they use gills. But when they convert into adult, they use lungs. Let me write on the upper side of lungs and the gills. When they are young, they use gills. It means they live in the water. But when they convert into adult, they use lungs. Means they will live on land. Now let's talk about fishes. Fishes live inside the water, so what they will use? They will use gills for breathing. Gills is responsible to take oxygen gas from the water and remove carbon dioxide from the body. So fishes have gills, amphibians have gills and lungs, both. But according to the condition, according to the situation, according to the growth of the body, they use these two things according to the condition. When they are young, they use gills because they have to live inside the water. But when they convert into adult, they will use lungs. Reptiles live on the land, that means they will use lungs. Birds also live on the land, it means they will use lungs. Mammals live on the land, it means they will use lungs. Here we have done second point of breathing. Now let's talk about birth. Mammals produce young one. As they produce young one, so they have mammary gland. Mammary glands are the glands which secrete milk. So, mammal feed their young one by milk. Now let's talk about birds. Birds lay eggs. Let's talk about reptiles. They also lay eggs. Let's talk about amphibians. They also lay eggs inside the water. Let's talk about fishes. They also lay eggs inside the water. But not all fishes lay eggs. There are few fishes who do not lay eggs. They produce young one and they are mammals. For example, dolphin. For example, whale. They both are living inside the water, but they are mammals. And they feed their young one by milk. So dolphin and whale both are mammals. Here we have learned about third point of birth. Let me repeat. Mammals produce young one. As they produce young one, they have mammary gland. So mammary gland produce milk. Mammary gland secrete milk. Birds, reptiles and amphibians, they lay eggs. Fishes, they also lay eggs, but dolphin and whale fishes, they produce young one and they feed their young one by milk. Let's talk about number 4 point, metabolism. First of all, we will look at the definition of metabolism. Metabolism means all chemical reaction taken place inside the body of an animal are called metabolism. Just behalf of the rate of the metabolism, we say that this animal either cold-blooded or this animal is warm-blooded. So let's talk about mammals. Mammals' metabolism rate is very high. So they are endothermic or they are warm-blooded. As they are endothermic means metabolism is taken place inside the body and the rate of metabolism is very high. So the temperature of their body is different from the surrounding. The temperature of their body is different from the surrounding. That is why they called endothermic. That is why we say them as warm-blooded, because their body temperature and the surrounding area temperature is different. Understood? Let's talk about birds. Birds are also warm-blooded or they are also endothermic because the rate of metabolism is very high in the birds. So they are warm-blooded, they are endothermic. Let's talk about reptiles. Reptiles are cold-blooded or they are ectothermic. Ectothermic means the temperature of their body is same as the temperature of their surrounding. Endothermic means the temperature of animal body is different from the surrounding. And ectothermic means the temperature of animal body is same as its surrounding. As I have told you in endothermic that their metabolism is very high and the temperature of their body is different from the surrounding. That is why we say them as warm-blooded. But in ectothermic, the temperature of their body is same as their surrounding. That is why we say them as cold-blooded animals. So reptiles are cold-blooded animals or they are ectothermic animals. Now let's talk about amphibians. Amphibians are also ectothermic or cold-blooded animals. Means the temperature of their body is same as the temperature of their surrounding. So they are cold-blooded, they are ectothermic. Let's talk about fishes. They are also ectothermic or cold-blooded animals. Now let's come to the overview of whole point of metabolism. Let's start from mammals. Mammals' metabolism rate is very high. That is why they are endothermic or they are warm-blooded. Birds are also warm-blooded or endothermic. Reptiles are ectothermic. Amphibians are ectothermic. Fishes are ectothermic. Now let's talk about next point, dentition. Dentition means teeth. Mammals are heterodont. Heterodont means there are different type of teeth, and these different types of teeth is doing different functions. Means few teeth are using for tearing, few teeth are using for crushing, few teeth are using for chewing. So they are heterodont. Mammals are heterodont. Now let's talk about birds. Birds do not have teeth, they have beak. With the help of beak, they can bite, they can tear, they can crush, they can chew their foods. So birds do not have teeth, they have beaks. Now let's talk about body structure. In body structure, first of all, we will talk about birds. Birds' body is streamlined, means they have pointed body which help them for flying. Now let's talk about amphibians. At young stage, their body is streamlined which help them for swimming. Now let's talk about fishes. The body of fishes is streamlined which help them for swimming because they have to travel from distance to distance, so their body is streamlined, means their body is pointed. Look at here, I am going to draw a fish. So this is streamlined body, means pointed body, which help them for swimming. So here we have learned skin, breathing, birth, metabolism and dentition, and the last one is body structure. In the body structure, let me tell you one thing here about metamorphosis. Let me give you example of butterfly. As butterfly produce, first stage is egg, then larva, and then pupa, and then butterfly. So can you check all four structure of shapes? Can you check all four structure or shape of the butterflies are different? From egg to larva, shape is different. From larva to pupa, shape is different. From pupa to butterfly, shape is different. So this is called metamorphosis, means abrupt change in the structure of an animal body during growth. This is called metamorphosis. It has seen in many insects. It has seen in amphibian as well. Frog does the same metamorphosis process. First stage is egg, then embryo, then tadpole, and then frog. So all four shapes of the frog are different. This is called metamorphosis, change in the structure of an animal body. Let me tell you one thing here about whale and bat. Whale is mammal, even though it is living inside the water, but it is mammal. Bat can fly, but it is mammal. Why whale and bat are mammals? Because whale is warm-blooded. Bat is also warm-blooded. Number 2 point is whale produce the young one and it feed the young one by milk. Let me repeat my word. Whale produce the young one and it feed the young one by milk. If you remember that in fish's point, I have told you that fishes lay their eggs, but whale, it produce the young one. So you can check the differences between fishes and mammals. Whale is living inside the water, but it's not fish, it is mammal, because it produce the young one and it feed the young one by milk. The same thing happen in bat case. It also produce the young one and it feed the animal by milk. Let me tell you number 3 point. As whale is mammal, so it has lungs for breathing. If you look at the other fishes, they have gills for breathing. They do not have lungs for breathing. But whale is mammal, so it has lungs for breathing. The same thing in the bat case. They have lungs, and with the help of lungs, they can breathe. As whale is the mammal, so for breathing, it must have to come on the surface of the water. So here we have compared all 5 group of animals such as mammal, birds, reptile, amphibians and fishes. I have also taught you about penguin, whale and bat. Whale is mammal, bat is mammal and penguin is a bird, but it is living inside the water. So I hope you get my video. If you like my video, please thumbs up and share with your family and friends. Thank you so much for watching.